Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Angela from SheJumps. I'm the Senior Communications and Partnerships Manager, and I use she, her pronouns. And just going to share a little bit about SheJumps. SheJumps increases the participation of women and girls in outdoor activities. Partnering with nature, SheJumps creates educational outdoor experiences for girls and women that nurture and growth and transformation. Some exciting news is SheJumps turned 16 this year. And to celebrate, we're hosting a Sweet 16 party in Seattle on November 3rd. In addition to this event, there will be other opportunities to celebrate in various regions across the country. If you're in Utah, we have one this coming weekend, so please check it out on our event calendar. If you are here because you're ready for winter sports, we're very excited to offer Alpine Development School online course that will be offered on November 14th. The registration isn't up quite yet, but keep an eye out for it. And we're also working with our Terex stores to offer other in-person events in various cities like Seattle, Boulder, Utah, and White Mountain, New Hampshire, and Jackson Hole. Make sure you follow us on social media and subscribe to our email newsletter to see upcoming events in your areas. And then just before we get started, just some technical logistics. Please let us know if you have any questions by using the chat. Sarah might be stepping away from the computer to demonstrate some of her exercises. But we will be here to help elevate your questions to her. And make sure you're on the speaker view by clicking on the view in the right-hand corner of your screen. That way you can see Sarah largely on your screen or see the exercises a little bit bigger so you can participate and see how she's breaking them down. And then please mute yourself so we can limit background noise when Sarah's going through the workout. And you're more than welcome to be on camera or off camera. That's totally up to you. We are recording this, and the recording will be on YouTube for other people to watch. So again, up to you if you want your video on or not, but just a disclaimer. And lastly, I'm really excited to introduce Sarah. She's a personal trainer, mental health counselor, and outdoor adventurer from Alaska. She uses these exercises that she's covering tonight to prepare herself and her clients for summer and winter sports season, backcountry adventures, and seasonal mood and stress management. Without further ado, Sarah's gonna start us off. Welcome, Sarah, and thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here with you all and just really love the SheJumps mission and all of the work you do. So thank you for partnering on this. I'm Sarah Histand. I use she, they pronouns, and I am here in Anchorage, Alaska, which is the land of the Dena'ina people. And I have Rainey Freiberger with me. Rainey is a part of the Mind and Mountain team, and she is here to help us demonstrate what we call mobility track. So basically, throughout this workout, we'll really be encouraging you to pick a level that really works with your body and aligns with where your body's at and your goals. And in general, with a one-off workout like we're doing tonight, less is going to be more. So Rainey's going to demo some of the mobility options for you. Feel free to follow along with her or me or somewhere in between. So we've got about a 45-minute workout planned to do together. You really don't need any equipment, though. If you have a couple things around, you might want to grab, see a chair back there? We've got a chair to hold on to for extra balance. We might also use a yoga block, or if you have a thick book, you could use something like that. And then the other thing you might want is something that would help your foot slide on the floor. So just to create a little bit of slipperiness, because there's so much slipperiness in winter, that we will do a little training around how to manage that. And then I see some folks who are just maybe hanging out and watching and not actually going to do the workout, which is absolutely welcome. And we'll be recording this, and you'll get this to your inbox to repeat as many times as you want. This is a little intro to the Ski Babes training program, which is it's what Rainey and I and the rest of the Mind Mountain team help facilitate over the winter. We do these kind of workouts 3 times a week. They're pre-recorded, and you get to train throughout the winter for your set yourself up for success with your winter endeavors. So we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. Okay, so in general, listen to your body. Remember that the recovery time matters as much as the work. I'll be talking about nervous system and all of that throughout. And I think we should get going. Are there any other questions before we start rolling? Get a little warm up going? Okay, I don't see anything, but if Liz, anything comes up while I move away from the screen, let me know. Okay, so this is a good time to switch to speaker view if you're not on there already. And let's go do a warm up. Okay, so let's start by taking a couple deep breaths and reaching up through your fingers. We'll just use these first couple moments to bring our attention into the body and into the moment. If you've been doing a bunch of stuff throughout your day, here's the opportunity to set that aside intentionally and bring your focus into the moment. And then we'll start with some side steps, crossing your arms. And we like to alternate the arm that comes on top. So it's like the right's on top and then the left. And we're pulling the backs of the hands back toward the wall behind us. And this is helping to open up the chest a bit, especially if you've been at the computer a lot today or driving or holding babies. This is our chest opener. And then when you're ready, add a little knee bend in as you move through center. There's really no right or wrong way to do this warm up. We're just looking to warm up the joints and the muscles. So if you are following us perfectly, that's great. And if you're also not, you're doing your own thing, absolutely welcome to. Maybe dropping a little lower into your squat as your body starts to warm up. And then we're going to switch up the arms a little bit. So keep the squat, but let's reach around. So it's a squat with a little twist. Looking to get some blood flow into the spine. Yeah, that one always feels so good in my spine. Okay, let's switch up the arms again. So this time we've got a squat and a reach up and over. Rainy, we're so well synchronized. Nice. This one's for the side ribs, getting some space in your lats, maybe warming up the shoulders. And let's just go one more to each side. And then we'll pause and shake it out for a second. Check in with your body. Let's do a high knee march next. Just march and then over exaggerate the upper body. So you've got big swing, maybe even a little twist. Warming up the core and the upper back. And then shake that out and let it go. And we'll switch it to butt kicks. Heels coming in toward your hips. And this is a nice stretch for the quads. You might feel that. And it's warming up the hamstrings. And with all of our winter sports training workouts, we're trying to teach our body to utilize the back body, posterior chain a lot. So we really want those hamstrings and glutes nice and warm. If you want here, you can add a little bit of speed, maybe some hops, and maybe even a little bit of a sprint. If you want to tap into some intensity, here's a little chance to find some speed and then dial it down. And pause and take a breath. Feet wide, let's stretch out that back body. Hands wide. We'll take the right hand down toward the left foot and then come up. And then to the other side, left hand toward the right foot and up. And we'll just keep going with that, alternating your sides. A little bit of a twisting stretch. Yeah. These are called dynamic warm-up moves. So they're stretching the body and building heat at the same time. And we love these dynamic warm-ups at the beginning of the workout. We'll do some like static stretches where we hold our stretches at the end. Oh, nice. At the top of each of these, let's squeeze the hips forward, really engage the glutes, get that posterior chain working, press it forward. Yeah, and one more to each side-ish. And then when you're ready, we'll pause and check in with your body. That's the end of the like official warm-up. I gotta take a layer off. If you have anything else that needs some more attention before we get into intervals, feel free to take some time for that. I'm gonna grab a water bottle. And then you can also approach this first round, or like really as many of the intervals as you need, with kind of a warm-up mentality too. So yeah, so now we're gonna go into our section, first round of intervals. We call these foundation moves. We're gonna touch into 3 different levels with each of these moves. And the first one we're doing is called a squat pop. So all that means is we're gonna keep it pretty basic, give it a little squat, and then come up and we'll work up from there. That's our starting place. Here's my timer. Got the volume all the way up, so hopefully you'll be able to hear that. I'll talk you through it too. Starting in just a couple seconds, and let's begin with some squat pops. So these are little squats with a bit of a hip pop at the top, and then you can also add a reach up. Starting us with a really basic move because I want to explain some of the methodology here too. We're doing 40 seconds right here. This is also considered mobility track. With like what Randy's doing, you could also hold onto a chair for some extra stability. And for this first level, we really like to focus on alignment. So for here, we like to have our weight in the heels and noticing the hips press forward. And then we take a little break. So we're gonna go for 30 seconds now with the same move and the option to increase if you want. So you could stay with mobility track, stay with Rainy there, or you can come up a level with the same move, and that would be a pop of the heels and a reach, maybe even a little jump, but we're gonna keep it pretty slow. The emphasis on this second round of the same intervals is stability and balance. So we're trying to check and see what happens with this move with our body when we slow it down and we control the whole range of motion. Okay, cool. Take a little break, shake it out, take some breaths. And then we do a third and final round of the same move. This one, you're welcome to really go big, make it fast, jump it if you want. This is 20 seconds. So it's quick 20-second squat pop. Yep. Oh, and if you're a skier, you can imagine this is a double pole move. So you can imagine planting your poles at the bottom, engaging your core, pressing down to load your power up. And then with all that power accumulated, you pop up. Cool. There you go. That's the break. Shake it out. Recover. Remember how important that recovery is. See if we can bring the heart rate down a bit. Maybe by breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Our next move that's coming up is stagger squats. So this is where if you have like that thick book or a yoga block, great. Or else you'll just hover one heel up off the ground. So pick a variation, and then we're gonna start slow here. Okay, so this is a stagger squat, and I'm just gonna let you do a couple to get the feel for it. And then check in and notice what happens to your weight balance when you're just doing this thing. And then what happens if you shift your weight over to the foot that's a little bit elevated and do a squat there? What happens if you shift your weight to the lower foot and do a squat there? And then we'll take a little break. Okay, and breathe. Recover that, shake it out. We're gonna go again with the same side. Again, that was 40, this is 30. Next we'll do 20. So this one's 30 seconds with a balance and stability emphasis. So if you played with weight balance and loaded the high foot, and then you loaded the low foot, and then what does it look like to have evenly balanced weight between the two sides? And then check in and see which of those variations feels most stable and balanced. And there's a little break. Cool. Shake it out. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we've got 20 seconds to show this one off. Maybe add some power, maybe add some speed to it. You can jump this one too. And then if you're jumping, especially, you can really notice what's happening with your weight balance when you land. And can you find that like stable position? Where does your weight naturally go? And where is the most stable place for it to be? Yeah, okay. Really nice. Take a break. Again, yeah, shake the body. Relax. Maybe roll the wrists. Breath can come in through the nose and out through the mouth if you're recovering heart rate. Oh, we still need this. We're doing another set on the opposite side. So getting that all set up. So you're maybe on the block or maybe with the toe elevated or the heel elevated. And then let's start slow. Yeah, nice. Checking out how this side feels. Sometimes our sides are very different, and that's really helpful to know. Really normal too. Yeah, and then play with loading up the elevated foot for a couple, and then loading up the lower foot for a couple. I love this move for backcountry skiers, especially because, oh, there's your break. Okay, take the break. Yeah, because we spend so much time either skinning on an uneven surface with one foot up and one foot down, or breaking weird trail where there's like 1 foot lower and 1 foot has to break up high. So there's a lot of that uneven hip position in the backcountry. Yeah, so, okay, second round here. This is our balance and stability one. So again, you could play with where your weight goes naturally, what it feels like to have the high foot loaded, what it feels like to have the low foot loaded, what an even balance feels like, and then be curious what feels most stable in your body. There really is no perfect way to do this move. Take your break. What we're really looking to develop is an embodied awareness of where your weight balance is going when you're moving and the ability to adjust it based on what the conditions require. Let's go again. Last round with this. You've got 20 seconds. Feel free to speed it up. This is where we try to find some power. You can stay on the ground and lift your heels and still find that same power. Take this move and show it off. Just a couple more seconds. And then let's pause. Really nice. Yeah, shake the legs. Maybe roll the hips. Check in with the breath. Into the nose and out through the mouth can be a cue to the nervous system that it's time to settle a little bit. Our next move is called ski twists. Y'all, I loaded you up with squatty exercises because I want to show you all the like ski oriented ones. So here's a ski twist. We're gonna keep the chest to the front, twist the knees and hips to one side, rotate through center. Again, keep the chest front-ish and squat to the second side. So it's a little squat to one side, little squat to the other. Sometimes we have something in your hand. You can imagine like tapping down to the ground. And then I'm going to ask you to be curious about the same thing. Where does your weight go naturally when you're twisting between these two sides? And then we'll take a little break. Where does your weight naturally go? What does it feel like to move your weight around? This is how we start to build the stability here that we're going to want when we go out there later in the winter, hopefully. All right, second time with this move. If you want to speed it up, it's maybe a little hop as you come through center. So we're starting to find some of that power. And then one of the things I love about this move is the twist that happens. So if you can imagine your knees and hips twisting one way, your core turns the other way, and that creates a little, like a spiral, which is a very powerful position to be in. This is a loaded spring that's ready to explode up and out. So take your break, take some breaths. And we've got one more time with this move. So if you want to play with feeling that spring load, now's the time. Yeah, feel that twist and feel the body want to come out of the twist and be able to explode up. Maybe reaching up. Yeah, and you can speed this one up a lot too, if that's what you're feeling today. Okay, great, nice work. That is where we are gonna leave our foundation moves for today. So this is a little pause in the workout, good time for water, recovery, checking in with your body. See if it needs any extra stretches or any other attention. Yeah, and then we're going to move to a new interval series, which is a core focused one. We'll do a core focused one, then a upper body focused one, and then I'll tell you what's coming after that. Then we move to like our what we call the max. So these are a little shorter, they're 20 seconds each, and the move we're going to start with is a twisting V-sit that looks a lot like that squat that ski twist we just did. So if you're in a V-sit position, we want to come down onto the ground, roll the hips forward so you're on your sits bones, and have us all start with hands behind. And then we're going to do that move we just did, but in the V-sit form. So the idea here is to twist your core to one side, bring your knees in, twist to the other side, bring your knees in. So it's a twist here, and you can keep the knees down, or you can float the heels up off the ground. So let's get the timer going. I'll let you play around with this. There it goes. Is it going? Okay. Okay, so finding that V-sit position, hips forward, we're up on our sits bones, hands behind. Yeah, and then we're gonna do this little twist, bring our knees in, twist to the other side, bring your knees in. And you can lower your back, bend your elbows and lower your torso back toward the ground as you extend. Knees come in. And take a little break. Good job. This one takes a little time to get like in the body. So if you feel sort of awkward and floppy, that's probably just right. Here we go with the second round of this. Pressing out and in, out and in. Yeah, floating the feet. If you want a little bit more challenge, you could also float the hands. Okay, cool. Take a little break. We'll give this one more shot before we transition to a new move. Take a little break to stretch out your hip flexors. And then let's give this the last one. What we're looking for with this move is the felt sense of engaging the core as you are finding that ski twist. So, the core, it's like so obvious that the legs are a big part of skiing and snowboarding and winter sports, but the core is too. So that's what we're looking to help teach the body. Okay, quick transition to a side plank. Brady's gonna do that with one hand on the chair. I'm here on the ground with either a knee down, or you can do any side plank variation that works for you. So you might go legs straight, you might stack your feet, might fly the top hand. So oblique work, and then take a break. I'll show you where we're going while you break. This is a twist. So we're threading the needle underneath and then opening up. You can do this from the knee down too. And go ahead and give it a shot. Rotating the hand underneath the elbow, reaching toward the back of your space, and then unfurling with the knee down or extended. This one working that deep inner core muscles that help us stabilize the twists that we need when we are outside in the winter. Flip it around. Let's go to the second side. Find your first round, which is side plank, either with the knee down or feet extended, maybe stacked. Shoulder over your hand, top shoulder stacks over the lower shoulder, hips are forward. Yeah, good. Take a break. And then the next one, we'll try that twisty one. I'll show you again. Thread the needle underneath and unfurl. And then let's begin. So there you go. Playing with the twist. This twist isn't up level, so don't feel like you need to add it if you're not feeling it today. There's a lot of rotation in our winter sports though, so that's why we are practicing this in our like semi-controlled environment here. Okay, really nice. That is where we're leaving the core for now. So another little pause to get water, gather yourself. We're gonna do a short little upper body section. When we are in the full Ski Babes program, we have you get a band like this and a ball like this and a couple gliding discs, or there's lots of ways to DIY those too. So without the band, our upper body is a little bit limited today. We're just gonna do a couple sets of push-ups and then a couple sets of a tricep exercise where you're laying on your belly. You have your hands in here, and we're gonna press into the hands and straighten the elbows. So this is a prone tricep exercise that we'll do in just a second after a couple rounds of push-ups, all right? So here we go, starting in 10 seconds. Push-ups are the best thing ever to modify. So Rainey's gonna show you an elevated version on the wall. The chair is also another nice variation. Let's begin this first round of push-ups. So you can go from your knees if you want, or you can go from toes. Or a favorite for me is to lower from your toes, put your knees down and press up from your knees. And take a break. Yeah, good. So get a little recovery. Let me show you that one again. This is my favorite modification if you're working up from knees. Lower from toes, press up from knees. So go ahead. You've got 20 seconds to work some push-ups. Whatever variation works for you. This is the last set of push-ups you got to do for this round. Nice work. And take a break. Okay, well done. Let's go to that tricep exercise. So this one's down on your belly, hands in front of the shoulders, and we'll just press into the hands and press the torso up and lower, tap the elbows down to the ground, and then press up again. If you're someone whose low back doesn't love this exercise, you can walk your hands out even further and just do little mini ones. Or if you have a different, take a break. If you have a different tricep exercise that works for you, substitute it in. We love the bands for that. Okay, next and final set with this one, straightening the arms. Think about pressing your elbow pits forward, keeping your shoulders down. We use triceps a lot in the backcountry in the winter when you're poling. So we do a lot of double poling in my Nordic skiing. So take a little break and we will come back to that more in Ski Babes because we like to have strong triceps in the winter. Okay, good job. Let's get gather ourselves, take a break, and come to standing. Oh, we completed our core and our upper body section, and now we're moving to what is essentially the intensity peak of the class. This is the same timing we just did, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're going to do 8 rounds of one move, and this is called our max interval. So this is the place to find your full intensity. If you want to like put a lot out into this one, amazing, this is the place for it. And the move we're going to do today is called speed skaters. So this is a move where it's a curtsy lunge. So you're going to step one foot behind, bend both knees, drop the back knee down toward the ground, and then step through center and bring it to the other side. So that's a speed skater. I'll talk you through it. We're going to do a whole bunch of them. So let's get it started in 10 seconds and we'll go together. Okay, get your breath and let's begin. First round of speed skaters. Stepping through center, dropping the back knee down toward the ground. If you know this move and you want to just go into a lot of intensity because it's the max interval, you can do that. Otherwise, I'm going to talk form for a while because that's always where we want to start. So there you go. Take a little break, shake it out, and recover. The important thing with this move is that when you curtsy, you can maintain some weight on the inside edge of this front foot. Drop the back knee to the ground, and we're going again. Second set. And this front knee is staying fairly stacked over the front ankle. Yep. And then as you get more comfortable, you can find a little hop between the two sides. And pause and shake it out and breathe. There's lots of ways to make this move fancy. So I'll offer you some options if you're feeling good and with alignment. Of course, you can always stay with free knee on mobility track, either holding onto a chair or just taking this nice and slow and prioritizing your alignment. You might feel this already, I know I do, in the side, call this your side butt right here, glute med. This is a really important muscle to have stable because it helps us strengthen our knees and prevent ACL injuries. It's one of the things that helps us keep the knee from sliding in, which is one of the most common ways that an ACL injury happens, like a little slide in like that. When we stabilize the glute medius, the knee can stay over the ankle better. And so one of the reasons why we love speed skaters so much. Take a break, shake it out, recover your heart rate as much as you can, and then let's go again. Yeah, if you want to spice this up, I invite you to reach the opposite hand down, maybe toward the ground. You can get low, as long as you can keep a low spine. Feel free to get low into this. You can also speed up the movement, jump it, and everybody take a break. Oh, yeah. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and go again. Yep. This is our little peak intensity place. So if you're feeling like you want to go hard, you are very much welcome to right here. If that's not your priority today and you want to keep alignment focused, or just see how this kind of workout feels in your body without going wild with it. Stay working at a nice comfortable pace and trust that that is enough. Shake it out. Another thing I love about this exercise as a skate skier, there is a skate ski motion that happens, especially if you think about floating the back foot instead of touching it down and getting that pull in. You could play with that if you want to work on the translation of these kind of moves to your sport. And let's go again. Yeah. So there's that skate ski variation. Sometimes I like to touch down. Definitely like to imagine the pole plant and the core contraction crunching that happens. We don't actually curl, but it's a power. And that's it, y'all. Good job. That's our max interval. High fives. Ooh, all around. High fives. Ooh, that was our intensity peak. Let's recover our heart rate. Ooh. Yeah, shaking out the body. In through the nose, out through the mouth as the body allows. It might not for a minute. Amazing. Okay, we're gonna do a little more recovery while we keep practicing with a little bit of balance. This is our taper down. And this is the place where you might want something that helps your foot slip on the ground. You don't need that, but I'm gonna take my shoes off so that we can slide on this hardwood floor. And this is what we call our balance challenge, because balancing helps the nervous system recover from intensity. So we're gonna play with balance with a move that's called center loaded lunge. So you can put your weight on one foot and we'll imagine sliding the other foot out to the side, keeping the weight on the center. And this is right where you can stay. You could slide or you could just tap. But the reason I wanted to include this move in today's workout is that this is an excellent move for winter and practicing slips. So if you imagine losing some balance and then the balance recovery and power that is required when we're off kilter and we have to catch ourselves. So you could try that. You could try a little hop and an elevated one to get like real wobbly. You could throw your balance off in some funky direction, like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? Sometimes I slip to that side on accident, especially if you're on a side slope. And let's just do maybe one or two more and then take a break. Shake that leg out and try it on the other side. Little balance challenge right here at the end. Again, hold on to something if you want. We'll try a couple. This is a center loaded lunge and it's very basic. So you can just slide the foot out or tap it out. Or as you want to, join us for some of that like slipping play. We're like building muscle memory in the body for a bit of a loss of control or an unknown, a little bit of wobble, and then so much power and stability required in the standing leg to recover from that. Maybe try it in a few different directions. That crossbody one that is like a side slope kind of fall. And just give it maybe one or two more. And when you feel balanced on the two sides, we will pause that, take a breath, and notice how the nervous system here is starting to come down from our intensity peak. Hopefully your heart rate is a little bit more recovered, you're a little more stable in your body. We'll do a little bit of stretching here. This is where our static stretching comes in. And then we'll move to our closing. So go ahead and take a hold of one wrist. We'll reach up and over. Very nice. Reach up with the chest, widen out the chest, send the hips back and fold over for a hamstring stretch. And I had all of these mindset things I wanted to weave in throughout, but I got busy telling you about form and alignment. So one thing I want to make note of is the concept of weakest link syndrome, which is such a common experience when we're both working out and in the backcountry, feeling like we're maybe the weak link among the group. Oh, yeah, letting your exhales be long here as we settle into the body. Feel the ground, feel the muscles lengthen. Walk both hands over to one side and pull in there, and we can give this one side a nice stretch. And one of the ways we work in these workouts with weakest link syndrome and workout perfectionism and all the other complications we often have around movement and comparison. Let's walk both hands over to the other side. Stretch over here. Is that we're really orienting the choices that you make within each workout around what's happening in your body and what your capacity is in that moment, with like so much celebration and appreciation for all of the different levels, knowing that no, not, mobility track isn't better or worse than anything else. Modifications are necessary for all of us at different times. Let's bring hands back to center. Bend both your knees and flip your toes out, hands on your thighs, and we can roll one shoulder down into center and press the thigh open. Yeah, and that is a mindset and nervous system practice to help the body learn that making just like self-honoring choices that are really true to what the body's capacity is okay. It's safe in the moment. Let's roll that shoulder back, roll the other one in, and breathe. And as we play with these workouts and with like applying these strategies to our time outside, it gets easier and easier to just be in trust with what our body's able to do, whether it's one of the days we can really crush it or some of the days where we need to back off. Oh, that's okay. Roll the shoulders back, come back to center. You might want to like do some quad stretches or some other stretches that your body is asking for right now. We did a lot of legs, so quads are really probably pretty welcome. Quads, and then the other one I want to weave in here is the figure four stretch. So like crossing your ankle over your thigh. You might want to hold on to something. It's like this, we use this as a balance challenge sometimes. So you're getting a little balance challenge if you want it, or you can hold on. And here we're bending the knees and stretching that outer glute that we worked in the speed skaters. I would be very curious to know if that's sore for you tomorrow. It often is for me the first time I do this each season. Yeah, so when you're ready, come on up, shake it out, and switch out the sides. We'll do another quad stretch. And breathe. Oh, yeah, and we're letting the nervous system settle here. We like really peaked. We're trying to come all the way down here and really let it come down to a nice settled place before we move along. So switch from that to the figure four. Yep, bending maybe both knees here, feeling that stretch in the outer glute. You might give it a little pat, make contact with those muscles. Oh, let them know you did it. They did a real good job for you today. Great. And then we love to finish all of our workouts inside of Ski Babes with what we call a dance move reward. It's just one of the practices to build positive association and play into our movement practices. So we're gonna do a very quick little floss together. You do not have to participate if this is not your thing, but we're gonna do it. Here we go. Let's start with hands off on one side, hips to the other. You take the hands, pull them through and pop the hip. Then you slide it back where you started. Then the hands go across center as the hips switch. And then same thing over here. We're going to pull it through, pop the hip, and out, and across, pop, out, across, pop, out. Speed it up if you want to. Oh, and there we go. Dancing is one of my favorite ways to end a workout, but also to find playfulness outside. So show me your floss on the mountain this winter. I would love to see it. Okay, y'all, that is our workout. Great job. Thanks, Rainey. Really nice moving with you. You too. High fives all around. We did it. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. I'm sweaty. Get my water, and then we can wrap up.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah and Rain. How you feeling?
Hot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be a hot little room you're in, huh?
Yeah, I turned off the heat before we got going, so I think we're okay, but definitely sweaty.
Yeah.
Y'all, how are you doing? Yeah, let us know in the chat. I'm really enjoying seeing the high fives and
Yeah. We didn't
sweaty.
seem to have any questions come through. I think people were just in it. The whole
Amazing.
time. Yeah.
Yep. I love
This
that.
is the easiest Zoom session we've ever had with technical stuff. It was awesome. So thank you for being just so interactive with people. People were really engaged, I think.
Yeah, that's really great to hear. I'm definitely seeing in the chat that people were in it, so that's beautiful. Yeah, just to think about the aftercare from a workout like this, very often the soreness and the muscle experience will show up after the fact. So I'd be curious to know, sometimes it's the next day, sometimes it's 2 days after where you experience fatigue and soreness. You probably have your own strategies for managing that, but hydration is very, very critical for muscle soreness. Love things like Epsom salt baths and really nourishing your body with lots of good food and good rest. What else? This is kind of the style we do in Ski Babes. I cut a few things short so we had plenty of time today, but this is essentially what we do in the Ski Babes workouts. They build on each other, so throughout the season you get a full training that like each week kind of gets a little bit more challenging, more complicated as it goes. Supports like all kinds of winter sports and winter mental health. And we have a SheJumps discount code that I would really invite you to use. Let's see, I have it for you. The link for Ski Babes is here. And then the discount code will give you $20 off. And then we'll donate 10% of your purchase back to SheJumps. So it's mutually beneficial. We love to be able to support the work of SheJumps in that way. Yeah. What else? Anybody have any questions or things you want to share, or are we feeling pretty complete? I did mean to give you a playlist before all of this, and I just got caught up in the excitement of getting going. But I have our community manager, Vanessa Chavarriaga, is built a Summer Strong playlist. That's our summer training program, and I was gonna encourage you to put that on for the workout, but it didn't happen. But you can still save that and enjoy it. It's really amazing. We give you playlists throughout the program too, which is really fun.
Ooh, I'm excited to check this out. I love it. Bad Bunny, Karol G, Miley Cyrus. I love it.
Yeah. She's got excellent taste in music. Well, cool. I am not seeing any questions, but I'm happy to hang out if you want to. If anybody has anything that they want to ask, or yeah, you're welcome to share that code amongst your friends and family. Feel free.
Nice.
Yeah, and thank you. I always appreciate when people tell their friends. That always really means a lot.
Okay, well, do we have any last questions from folks? We can leave a last question window before we wrap up here.
I think we did it.
Yeah, I think we did too. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Yeah, you're welcome. And if you have any questions like after the fact, feel free to look for me on Instagram. I'm Sarah Histand, and that's a good way to reach me. Or we have our inbox. Rainey is the one who manages the Mind and Mountain inbox, so you can email her. She's amazing at answering any questions about the program, and I'll put that in the chat as well. Yeah, so if anything comes up after, let us know. But thank you so much for being here. It's really been a pleasure to move with you, and I hope our paths cross some other time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sarah. We're really thankful to have you offering this up to the SheJumps community and beyond the SheJumps community. For those of you that are still on, we will be sharing a recording of this event within the next day or two. So if you'd like to view it again, you will be able to. And the links do not expire as long as our Zoom account is active. So we should be good and set on that. Nothing else from me other than just thanks again, Sarah. We really appreciate you putting the time into making this happen.
You're welcome. I appreciate your organization too, and everything you do at SheJumps. Yep.
Yeah.
Take good care of yourself, y'all. Drink water. See you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, I'll stop.